Nico Harrison right now is one of those guys that'll never get a job again. Billy King, remember him? Billy King, he decided, I'm going to make a trade for Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce. He had Darren Williams there. He made that trade. It was the worst trade in NBA history. You know why? Because the Celtics became rich. With that trade, the Celtics drafted two players that are in the NBA and they're superstars, Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown. They got 5 first-round picks from the Nets. Billy King is never going to get a GM job. He's never going to get an executive job after what he did with the Nets. He set the Nets back 5 to 10 years. The Nets had KG, Paul Pierce, Jason Terry, Darren Williams, Brook Lopez, Joe Johnson, all these guys. Kevin Garnett was at the tail end of his career. Paul Pierce was at the tail end of his career. Jason Terry was at the tail end of his career. Darren Williams had how many ankle surgeries? He was done. Brook Lopez was probably the best player on that roster. That was still one of the better big men in the NBA. And Joe Johnson washed up, practically done as well. Everybody thought that was going to be a contending team, and they weren't. Within a year and a half, Billy King was fired, never got a job again. I could say the same thing about Nico Harrison now. Nico Harrison is never going to get a job again because no NBA owner or an executive is going to see this guy is the right fit to their organization after he made this trade that set this organization back for years. And even though they won the draft, and we all know the lottery in the NBA is absolutely plagued, because I think the NBA is behind it. We all know what David Stern did with the Knicks in 1985 and screwed the Knicks for getting another number 1 pick in a draft with Patrick Ewing. I believe those balls are not bouncing. Those balls are only bouncing in Adam Silver's pants, and maybe he's picking it out of LeBron James's pants while he's doing it. How do you go from trading Luka Doncic to winning the lottery? There's no possible way unless the NBA was tampering with it. And they were trying to save Nico Harrison because after he made that Luka Doncic trade, he said, I got a plan. In the offseason, I got a plan. What was his plan? The only plan he made was getting that number 1 pick and adding Cooper Flagg and maybe trying to save the franchise. And it's going to take Cooper Flagg a lot longer than people think because Cooper Flagg is still, I'm not going to say he's not good or he's not going to transition into a great player. He's still a little dry. I don't think he's the same player he was in college basketball. He still needs to figure out what his game is and how it fits in the NBA.